My mom only had like 200 left in her bank account, and they were asking for 200 to secure a spot for me to start classes the following week. And she did it. She gave me the 200 and she's like, okay, this is for you. And she just started, I remember crying because she was working 2 jobs. She was working at McDonald's and Burger King. Like, this woman was building herself up, and her daughter had a dream to be a makeup artist. And so she gave her last. And it's just like little things like that.
What's good, familia? It's your girl Odalis Jasmine, and this is Hella Latino. Hey, girl.
Hey.
So Cynthia, you are a creator. You are paving your own path. You are doing all the things, and what I love about you is that you're doing it different, and you're the oldest daughter of an immigrant household, and you are just paving a different path for yourself and paving a different path for Latinas.
Yes.
So I want to dive into all the things. I cannot wait. And first of all, just this makeup. I can't get over it.
Oh, let's have a moment for the makeup, because this took a minute.
It's like, y'all better appreciate this makeup. I want to start with the first question. Mm-hmm. You already know.
Yeah.
How do you identify and why?
I am Latina, orgullosa, siempre de donde soy, forever, proud and loud.
Amen.
I know, right? Amen. I'm just very, very, very proud of where my mom came from, and just her struggle and her story is just so inspiring. And I think about it every day. Like, she gave me these pair of jeans that literally were the jeans that she wore crossing the border for like 3 months. And they have like rips, and like the rips, every rip I look at it, and every time I wear those pants, I'm like, if she could cross like the border as a woman in her like 30s, I can do anything. So that's how I see it.
Period. Can you tell us about that story?
Yeah. So tell you a little bit about my mom. My mom, she came here when she was 21. It was forced because her dad didn't like her. And her mom was, it's better for you to go and find a better life somewhere else. So her mom paid to have her sent to a whole new country. She didn't volunteer to do that, but she went on her own. She met my dad. They had me right away.
She said right away.
She's 22. But yeah, so then fast forward, like when I was like 12, my mom decided to go with my dad back to El Salvador, and we lived there for a year because she wanted to be with her mom, and she felt like she wanted to spend more time with her mom. But after a year of living there, I did like the school system. I did everything. Like, I was getting adjusted to living from the United States as a 6th grader to El Salvador as a 7th grader, and just all Spanish. Everyone's looking at me. I remember I went to a bilingual school. I had to transfer 3 schools because I was getting bullied for speaking English. I was like, why are you guys being mean to me? And yeah, it was just like one of those things where I feel like people don't really talk about how being Latina, like, I feel like there's a certain standard when you're out there, and then when you're here, it's like there's like this division of like, are you too much? Are you not enough? Do you not speak Spanish? You don't look like this. You don't have the same background. You didn't grow up like me, so that doesn't mean you're a Latina. So it's like, I think it's not fair to tell someone they're not Latina enough, or they're not Latina because they're not moving a certain way that you see another Latina move. And I think that goes to show, like, there's just so many mixes of Latinas. Like, there's so many. There's Afro Latina. There's a girl that has 10% Latina, but she's proud of that 10%. So, like, why discredit her for, like, wanting to be Latina and embracing her roots? So, back to, like, living in El Salvador. It was just very new. But I was used to it. I was just like, I was watching Disney Channel in Spanish. I was watching Violeta. It was like a novela.
And it's such a transitional age too.
Yes.
Like, there's so much going on in just like the human body.
Yeah.
And a woman's body, you're just probably like trying to adjust just in
Yes.
all the different scenarios,
Yeah,
different
and
environments.
it was like I went from watching Hannah Montana Wizards of Waverly Place to like Violetta, and I'm just like, okay. And then like school was just so different. Like all these the kids that in the grade are like have been in the same grade since like kindergarten.
Yeah.
So like it's the same people in each like grade level. So they'll be with the same class till 12th grade. And so like I came in and it's like, who's this girl? She's like new. But I made friends, and then suddenly my mom was like, I regret coming here. I want to go back. I don't know why I took you guys from the American dream. I don't know why I took you guys out of the American system. Like you guys are born over there. Like why did I do that? So she started beating herself up. But then instead of continuing to beat herself up, she just decided to like go back. So
Oh, wow.
then it came to a decision like between me and my her and her and my dad, to be like, hey, so are we all gonna go together? And my dad decided to stay in Honduras.
Because your
And
dad's Honduran.
yeah, and he
Okay.
hadn't seen his mom, and so he decided to go back to his country, and my mom decided to cross the border by sending us on a plane. And I didn't know. I'm like 12. My brother
Right.
is 5 years old. I'm supposed to
Wow.
take care of my little brother. I go to Virginia. I live there with my
Is it just the
uncle.
two of you? You and your
Yes,
brother?
just me and him.
Where was your mom? She was crossing.
She was crossing the border, so they had sent me and my brother first.
Oh,
So we lived with my uncle for a little bit, and my mom gave me like one last phone call and left like this note of like, I know I don't want to
wow.
cry,
Oh.
but I hadn't read that note in a very long time, and I saw it the other day, but I couldn't read it because I was like, it's crazy how her mindset was thinking, if I don't see you again, like you're gonna be okay. And 'cause it's like you're not sure if you're gonna see her again, you're not sure what's gonna happen through that whole desert, like, experience. Like, she told me her whole
Did she
story
come
of,
on La Bestia? How did
uh
she cross?
she crossed. So, she was supposed to initially go through the river, which was, like, less chaotic, but something happened where her group got caught, and she had to go and, like, run back and remember the route of where she was before they got to the desert, and then she had to, like, figure it out. She, like, I don't know. I just know God was with her, but
Period.
it's just,
Amen.
like, it's crazy to hear, like, she got trapped by, like, Mexicans because they were in the wrong territory, so they, like, put hoods on them, and all she remembers is being on a truck and hearing powder and, like, the rocks and, like, being kidnapped for a little bit,
Yeah.
and, like, they, like, let her go with, like, a whole group, and then, like, she said once you cross the Mexican border, that's, like, one thing, but, like, crossing the American border,
Mm.
it's another thing because it's, like, ICE is, like, going through trucks, you see helicopters. She had to hide under trees. She had to hide under a bush for like several days till they told her it was
Mm.
good to go. And it's just like all these things. And in her mind, she was like, I gotta go because of my kids. And she tells me that like every day. Like she reminds
One
me.
time for a mother's strength. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You're
And
gonna make me cry. The thing that people don't understand is that they have to go through all that. It's not easy to just come into this country and be like,
no.
okay, cool, like I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But the fact that, I mean, my dad, when he first told me that he came on La Tren de la Bestia, which is a train that runs from, I think it's Guatemala, or it runs in that area. A lot of Central Americans take it or used to take it, but it runs all the way to Mexico. They jump on the train while it's moving, like a
Yes.
moving train.
And that's another
They
thing.
jump on and they jump off.
El Salvador is not like Mexico right next to the United States. El
Exactly.
Salvador, you have to go through like different countries.
Yes.
So she's an immigrant in Guatemala. She's an immigrant in Mexico. She's an immigrant when she gets here. So it's like she took that risk, and I like I'm very proud of my background in that story because like it's not because she did it for she didn't do it for money. Like she honestly did it for a better life for her two kids that are born from here. That it just happened to they just happened to be born here. And like I said, like she didn't choose to come here. Like she was being mistreated. It was a bad situation in Salvador. There's like gangs. Like it's not something that it's like an easy life out there. Like
Yeah.
and just as much as there's struggle in the United States, like there's struggle in every country. And
Every single
like,
country. And why can people go to our country and find themselves and we can't come to this country and build a better life?
right. Yeah.
It's not easy. They don't make it easy either,
No.
girl.
No, it's not easy here
It's
either.
not
No.
easy.
And that's also crazy because
Mm.
like people, our families that are back in the country, like in other countries, they think that, oh, we have it all easy,
It's
we
a
have it
better
all set,
deal.
like,
Yeah.
and like they look at us different because they think we have it all, and like it's not the same. Like it's not like I don't know, like I don't it's not easy. Like you said, it's not easy, like, and especially what's going on right now, like I just feel like it's heightened to an extent where people are pushing this false narrative of like Latinos are bad, and like I don't think that's fair
Mm.
because they
Yeah.
haven't heard everyone's story. They don't know why people have to do certain things, and where they're not the only immigrants either, like, and that's another thing. So a lot of other people from other countries come here for the same reasons, like looking for a better future because their country can't give it to them, or their government is like not allowing for people to progress.
Yeah.
And
it
yeah.
all goes back to colonization. I mean, if we throw it way, way back, I told this story the other day. Our people, our lands were so abundant in golds, so abundant that we didn't even see it as monetary. We didn't see it as wealth.
Right.
But then the Spanish came, the Portuguese came, and they saw we had all this gold, and that we were so giving with our resources. And if you look at Christopher Columbus's his diary, he literally says these people are so naive and so giving with their resources. Like, you know, talking about the indigenous groups that were really just like, I think it's still innate in us right now of like, bien, pásale, like get some food, get us café. Like that's just part of our nature. But gold was so abundant that they didn't see it as monetary value. Now, the European powers came and they took all this gold to help build their economy, and it built their wealth.
Right.
And if you go into a cathedral in Portugal, that's like gold from Brazil. If you go into a cathedral in Spain, where did that gold come from?
Right.
And so when I think about our people, it goes back to colonization. It goes back to that scarcity mindset. But our people have been so abundant from the very beginning. And it's how do we instill that back into all of us? We're abundant. We're so abundant.
I think that's so important for people to see Latinos doing more than what they averagely see. Like we can do more. Like,
and I'm sorry, who's contributing billions of dollars to the GDP?
Right. Right.
I'm like, we want to talk tax and money.
Also, like they just proved that like immigrants do pay taxes. So like all these things, like
they swear. You know, it's so funny, and this is a very personal story, but we were having a family party, and someone, I won't say who, somebody that was there was like, immigrants don't pay taxes. It's literally impossible. Undocumented people don't pay taxes. It's literally impossible. And then my dad, undocumented, was like, I definitely pay taxes.
Right.
I'm like, there's this thing called ITN number.
Right.
So the thing that people don't understand, there's a lot of misinformation out there, but there's real stories, to your point, and people don't hear the stories. And speaking of something that you just said, there's so many different types of Latinos, and especially what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Our country right now is going through a lot.
Yeah.
Latinos are going through a lot.
Yeah.
Immigrants are being attacked. All immigrants, not just Latinos, are being attacked consistently every day for what they say, for what they wear, who they are, the color of their skin.
Yeah.
One thing that's also happening at the same time, and I'm curious to get your take on it, is this Salvadorian president coming in and being really like, hey, Kiki with the president. And a lot of Salvadorians are just kind of looking at it like, what is going on? And I feel like even people within the community are looking at Salvadorians like side eye.
Yeah.
So talk about that experience. How has it been for you?
Big side eye, actually. Like big eye roll.
She said plus
like like I saw it this morning. I saw it this morning, and I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like stand up. Like, and also like I also think that he allowed Trump to talk about Latinos in front of him, like in a certain way, in a certain light. And I feel
how
like
many times does that happen with our community?
Right.
How many times do our people...
We just sit there and we just take it. And it's okay to take it. It's okay for a white man to tell you who you are.
Because you want to sit at the table that bad.
Right. You want to be there. But it's also like, where's the defense? Where's the leadership? Like the real leadership? And I feel like people just want that, like, for themselves, like that feeling of like, I got here, I did it. But he's not thinking, And I guess it's just the way of life, right? But
Yeah.
he's not thinking about the people being affected and like seeing that and like how it can make somebody from El Salvador be like, oh yeah, the Latinos that are out there should come back. And it's like it becomes this like war between Latinos. And it's like it shouldn't be like we should be united. Like we shouldn't feel like, oh, because this person's out there, yeah, they deserve to come back. And it's just like I hear those mindsets, I read those comments, and I'm like, it's
Yeah.
not. I don't think that's cool. And I think to go back to like Bukele, like I think a lot of people here in the United States will say, "Oh, but you don't live in El Salvador. You didn't experience El Salvador, this and that." And I don't think that's fair to say, but I just feel like what he's doing, at one extent, it was okay. I was like, okay, you like, people are walking around like able to live life in El Salvador because I know what it was like to live when there was like huge gangs. Like they would come to your door, like living there for a year, I experienced it. Like they would come to my grandma's door, leave a paper, and be like, if you don't over $100, and say, if you don't bring $100 to the stadium at this time, something's gonna happen to you. Wow. And then you either choose to go for it and do it, and then you're like trapped in there, that cycle of like they know they can get you, or you take a risk and don't do it. And my mom told my grandma, don't do it. And we like closed, because my grandma has like a store. So we like closed the doors for like the whole day. My grandma's like crying and like scared. And I'm like little, but I can kind of understand what's going on, because I was like, what's going on? Like, why is my grandma crying? Why are you running back and forth? Because we live like a couple houses away. And it was just like it's scary to live like that. Like they live, like my mom would tell me like you couldn't even wear a gold chain because they would snatch it away from you, and like you couldn't wear like certain things that looked expensive because you would get like targeted. Or I think she told me one time she was riding the bus and some guy came with a knife on her side and was like, give me your necklace. And it's just like, that's not a way to live, you know? And I think it's gotten better, but I think that there's always going to be crime. There's always going to be bad people. I think as much as you try to stop it, there's always going to be something. And I think Bukele's leadership is kind of questionable. That's all I gotta say.
It's nuanced. And it's funny because I've had so many conversations about him. I feel so played by him, by the way. Like when he first came in, I was like, okay, like he's doing something. Yes. And then, I mean, I'm not there. I'm not in El Salvador, so I don't see what's happening. Right. But I see the media and I see the stories. Right. Working in public relations my entire life, I know how the media works, and I know that there's people behind the scenes like feeding the narrative. But I was believing it. I was like, okay, like he's out here, he's doing some like, you know, he's cleaning up El Salvador, mano dura, you know. And then it's like, okay, now he had a questionable re-election, and now he's here, and now he's having these conversations that are questionable, that make me question his character and makes me feel really betrayed by him in a lot of different ways. Because he also has a background that I'm like, you're not owning your Palestinian background, but beyond the point. All that to say is that sometimes this happens within the Latino community. Yeah. We work so hard to assimilate. We work so hard to be in these spaces, to have a seat at the table con el presidente de los Estados Unidos, o sea, like, lo hicimos. But I'm like, what are you giving up? Yeah. Who are you turning your back to? And, you know, it's crime and violence and what is happening in our countries is a product of what's happened in our history. And it's the same thing as gentrification. You can make it pretty. You can cover it all up with like glamour and glitz, but I'm like, you're not covering up, or you're not really healing what's really going on. Exactly. And it's systemic. It's like, you got to go deep in there. Same thing with us. We go to therapy and we're like, there's something going on. Yeah. And we do that work. It's the same thing in our countries. Like that is history. That is colonization. That is erasure. And we're healing from it. Yeah. There's people that have been left out in society, and why. Go back in history and you'll figure it out why. But wanted to ask you that because I think Salvadorians are under attack too. Like y'all are just like, listen.
I don't approve of everything. Yeah. No.
But it's also this dynamic of within the Latino community. I think sometimes nationalism divides us even more. And I mean, even talking about Salvadorians and Honduras, like you're half and half. Yeah. But I remember growing up and thinking, oh, Salvadorians, like they don't like us and we don't like them
I
because of the Civil War. And
Yeah.
people don't know this history, but when El Salvador was going through it,
Mhm.
they were immigrating, right? They were displaced. They were trying to go to Honduras. They were trying to go to border towns or border countries like Guatemala, Mexico, Honduras,
Mhm.
U.S. But Honduras ended up closing their borders because there was so many. There were so many that were coming in and they didn't,
Mhm.
dicen, según, right? Like
Right.
they didn't have like enough resources for all the Salvadorians. So they closed their borders and I don't know the full facts, but there was a whole civil war that happened between Honduras and El Salvador over a soccer game. It was something like that.
Oh my God, it's always soccer.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's so funny because I like vaguely remember this story as a kid and I'm like, wait, so Salvadorians don't like us because of a soccer game? There was a whole war that broke out. Like,
Oh my
what?
goodness.
But it's this like idea of los hondureños son un poquito mejores porque esto y el otro. Los salvadoreños no es que así son. O los mexicanos así son. Los dominicanos así son. And you come here and you just try to be like, it's white supremacy. We try to be like the people in those seats because we want to be successful. We want resources. We want money. We want et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And one thing I loved about your story when we first spoke is you talked a lot about God. And I've been telling people this idea of if we're not worshiping something bigger than us, if we're not worshiping God, we're worshiping something else. And that's what I keep seeing with these politicians. They keep using God in the middle of it, but I'm like, what you're really worshiping is fame, success, accolades, ego. Like that's what you're really worshiping. You're not worshiping the Most High. Like what you're really doing is worshiping all these things around you. And then like you're letting go of your people. You're forgetting the people, the oppressed. You're forgetting like what God is really all about.
Yeah. Like there's no love.
There's no love. Starts crying like,
where's the love?
Girl.
No, but I think with the whole topic of El Salvador and Honduras and all that, I don't really get into that, but I just remember growing up, I know there's like sayings like or like already like put into you as a child, like Mexicans don't like Salvadorians, or Mexico thinks they're the best at soccer. So, but it's always about soccer for some reason. Like it's like something with sports, and it's like what so are we mad that they're winning the game, or are we or what are we really mad about? And I think that's why I push the narrative of it's beautiful to see all the flags together and like unity, and like why should we continue to be divided? Because as they continue to divide us, like in this country, everyone's dividing each other, like amongst Latinos, like again, like skin color, like someone who's darker can't succeed as much as in the same Latino community. Like they look at you different, like if you have lighter hair, lighter eyes, lighter skin. And it's like nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about how there is racism in Latino community above the other races. But in our own community, like we look at people look at each other and they're like, oh, she's not going to succeed because she looks like this, or she comes from this, or her mom sells pupusas, or her mom works in a mercado. Like it shouldn't matter where they come from. And I think that like for example, like I posted this TikTok one time and I like was talking about my accent in El Salvador, like because my mom has taught me how to like keep my accent, like when I speak Spanish, the Salvadorian accent, and I just kind of like freely put it on TikTok because it's like one of those little things I keep to myself. Because it's like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's an accent that like it's just like close to my heart, so I like put it out there.
I mean, it's similar to Honduran accent.
Yeah, and then I like.
She said, "Yeah." I mean, I seen that.
No, because I don't. I didn't really grow up with my dad like that, like
You're
to like
Honduran,
be able to be like like Honduras, and I recently reconnected with him, so it was like I didn't get to grow up with my Honduras side as much, but the baleadas did stick with me.
Period.
I love baleadas.
That's the most important part. If you got baleadas and punta, that's all you need. Okay.
Well, I don't think I have the movement, but I've always wanted to dance punta. Like my cousins are so
put the music
good.
on right now.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, I posted it and people were like, "Oh, I don't sound like that because my family's from the capital. That's from like the campo." And I'm like, "Bro,
oh my God." It's so speaking of Latinos here in the US, even Latinos like in our own country.
Yeah.
Like I remember So one of my brothers married a family from Tegucigalpa,
Mhm.
and they have a different culture. Tegucigalpa is the capital of Honduras. My family's from the Caribbean coast, la Costa Norte, so
Mhm.
San Pedro, Choloma.
Oh, cool.
So there's a different, like, otra vibra,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
different vibe. And we're seen as, like, the ones that are not as proper and the ones that
Right.
are not, like, in the capital sitting and eating bread con su, with their oils,
Pinkies
you
up.
know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, all of it to me is beautiful. But I
Yeah.
remember the first time going to their house for like a family dinner.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, y'all are all sitting together and eating food. Like, that's beautiful.
Mhm.
I didn't grow up like that. Like, it was like, okay, hay comida y baleadas, go sit over there.
Right,
It was
right.
almost como un relajo, like chaos.
Someone sits outside, someone
But
sits inside.
I
Yeah.
loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
that was my culture that was growing up, but it's within our own countries. There's also this idea of I'm better because I'm from the capital, or I'm better because I'm from this place, or I'm
It's
better
like,
because,
what? Who said
and
that?
it's like, but I think you know what it is?
Yeah.
This is the way I see it.
Yeah.
I think that everyone wants to be seen and validated and felt like feeling like worthy. They want to feel worthy. They want to feel worthy of the accolades. They want to feel
Mhm.
worthy of praise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, baby girl, you worthy simply because you exist.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't gotta lie
You
to
don't
kick
need
it.
all
You don't
of
gotta
that.
prove it. Like,
Mhm.
you are just worthy simply because you are here. Because
Yeah.
God placed you in this earth
Yes.
at this time.
Mhm.
That's it. But the thing is that people just want to be seen. They want the whole pie to themselves. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what in the colonial mindset? Like, get out of it. Like,
Yeah. Like, let's unite. Like, I
what did
feel
you say?
like,
There's love. Love is missing.
yeah,
We need
love is missing, and I think like unity too. Like, unity is missing too. Like,
Yeah.
and I think this is unity. Like, I see it, and this is community. Like, this is love. Like, this is the first. Like, these are steps. Like, there's someone literally probably like right now doing the same thing, and when they're thinking the same thing, how can we help Latinas and Latinos to like see that it's okay to be where you're like who you are and embrace it and like be who you want to be. Like, you don't have to be like in those cycles or break the cycles, like break them. Like, you can, and I know it's hard, but like it's not impossible. And I think that's what I strive to do every day. Is like I just remember my mom's journey, and I think about where I am right now and how like this is like just I have to be nice to myself because I also am mean to myself, and that's not fair to be like,
Girl,
I think we're all mean to
where does
each
that
other.
come from? Do you think it just comes from society being a woman? Does it come from the culture? Where does it come from?
Oh, I think it's come from. Damn. I feel like it comes from like that
That wasn't in the prep call. I'm
right.
kidding.
I'm like,
She's
I
wait.
kind of went too deep there. No, I
I
think
say that
it's
because I think women deal with it. And
yeah.
like, I mean, just to give you some perspective, like I've been having a lot of conversations like this recently because I mean, Latinas can be mean. Latinas can be mean and self-critical to a lot of the other women in the family. Like, I have a tia and a sister-in-law who I love, but they make comments like,
Comments.
estás como gordita, o
It's
estás
the
más
comments.
llenita, or like, oh, you don't go to the gym anymore, or your cachetitos. Like, they make comments that are almost like little jabs. And I realize they've always done that.
Yeah.
And that's how I speak to myself.
Mm.
And I'm having to unlearn this idea that I have to be perfect, that I have to have like my hair done. I mean, I still love to look good, but to
Right.
know that like I'm never going to be perfect.
Yeah,
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like that's why I wanted to ask you, like, where does that, is it cultural? Because sometimes I think
so.
it's innate to us.
That's a good point because yeah, like I know what it's like growing up with women, Latina women that are like, ah, qué bonito tu pelo, or oh, te lo pintaste
and you
así,
know it. You're
or
like,
yeah, like me and my mom kind of joke about it, but sometimes they sound a little too real when they. I'm like, did you really mean that one?
Yeah.
But
Ask
yeah,
them, like, what do you like about it?
yeah. So I think it's just like I think it does come from like generational, like hearing
Yeah.
like those like
Yeah.
little jabs, but it's just like it's
Yeah.
normalized. So you think like, oh,
Normalized.
it's okay, like oh, I need to be better, or I need to do this, or I need to fix this about myself, or oh, I don't have the same this as this person. I think it just comes from like not seeing the representation sometimes. And,
Oh,
like, I look at myself sometimes and I'm like, "Okay, but I don't see anybody that looks like me that got to this point or is there or here." And
yeah.
it's just like, I think I'm over that, like, looking for it, and I just wanna be it. I wanna
You
be the
are.
representation. I'm already doing it, so it's, like, one of those things that I have to, like, be nice to myself, and, I did work with, like, a group of people for, like, 5 years of my life in the makeup industry, and I think they instilled a lot of self-doubt and a lot of,
Mm,
negativity towards how I saw myself and how I carried myself or who I was as a person. They made me feel like it was wrong how I spoke or my tone, and, like, I would say one little thing and they'd be like, "Oh, it comes from the Latino, like, side," and, like, it'd just be like it would be like
mm,
it would just do something to me, and it was, like, repetitive, and it's like that, like, conditioning that they would condition you to make you feel like you couldn't be
mm,
yourself, and you being yourself is too much, or it's, like, it's wrong, or it's not proper, or it's not, like that's not how you're gonna make it in life, or you're not gonna be a business person because you don't know how things go, or you're not capable of it, and it's just like all these comments that I think it comes from that. I know it comes from that. um I didn't have it, but I know that at my heart, like, I'm still a little girl with an imagination that feels like Hannah Montana sometimes. Literally wore this jacket because I feel like Hannah Montana. uh, but, like, I literally just I'm having fun now that I left that toxic
environment.
environment, and just now I feel so freeing, but, like,
Mm,
all praise to God because he's the one
amen.
that one day I woke up and I was like, "Why am I being spoken to like this? Why am I taking this? I'm so young. I'm not a bad person. I know I have a good heart. Why am I being talked to as if I am not those things?"
Yeah.
And yeah, I woke up one day and then, like, blocked everyone, and here I am.
Say here I am, period. It's funny because it's not just cultural. You were just mentioning it's societal too.
Yes.
Girl, I remember being confused growing up because Hondureñas, and this is Salvadorian, maybe it's a little different, but Hondureñas, like, they want the curvy bodies,
Oh my
and
gosh.
tan skin is beautiful. Not okay, there's colorism. There's colorism in Honduras. So it's like you gotta be a little tan, but not too tan,
Mhm.
right? But it's
Mhm.
like curviness and having hips and like
Curviness.
it's beautiful.
Mhm.
And then you go to school and it's like skinny and like, oh, you really big or you're like too curvy. And
Mhm.
it's like confusing sometimes. Or
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you have really big lips. And it's like, oh, in my culture, having big lips is nice.
Yeah.
And then all of that switched when the Kardashians came out. And it's like, okay, now everybody wants to have
Right.
big lips and
Right.
big hips. And I'm like, that was not
That w
popular
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when I
What
was
growing
younger.
up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I wanted so bad to be skinny and I wanted so bad to be like
Yeah.
super thin.
Yeah.
And then I got there, I got super, super thin. And then I felt like, "Ooh, I'm not happy with myself."
Mhm.
And then I have moments like that all the time. It's almost like body dysmorphia, but it
Mhm.
comes from like this weird place of culture's telling me one thing, society's telling me one thing. And I finally got to the point where I'm like, I just want to see myself the way God sees me.
Yes.
And that's it. I don't care what
Yes.
society says. I don't care what this am I happy with the girl I look in the mirror?
Right.
Like, culture and society is never gonna agree.
Yeah.
And my mom and me are never gonna agree.
Right.
And like culture, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
sometimes when we look at ourselves through the eyes of somebody else, it's never gonna be enough. And we get into this place where, what did I say before? We worship something else other than God. And it's, if I can just see myself the way God sees me, I'm divine.
Yes.
Like,
Like, he made you. Like, he made you the way you are. Like, he gave you your personality. He gave you your tone of
mhm,
voice. He gave you everything, the way you see life. Like,
yeah.
he, like, wanted you to look the way you look, and, like, it's like I see it when I start, like, to overthink about how I look, about how you said, like, curves and, like, all these
Yeah.
things, and, like, not looking a certain way, not fitting
Yeah.
the mold of what a Latina is.
Yeah.
um, I think about, "Okay, God made me the way I am." It would be so rude to him to say, "Why do I look like
That's a great
this?"
way to look at
You know what
it.
I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
why am I questioning God? you made me like this, so I'm gonna be okay with it.
That's a great okay, notes for everybody watching this. That's a great way to look at it. Like, how would
Yeah.
I disrespect you like that? Like,
Yeah,
you made me
no.
perfect.
And I think growing with the relationship with God, like I talk to him as if he's a friend because he is your friend and he is there with you. And I see it in a scenario of like, okay, how like am I talking to you? And when I'm talking to myself, because he is I am, and if I'm saying I am this and being rude to myself, I'm saying that to him.
Mm.
So it's like I see it that way and it helps me because I don't want to say I am a ugly word, right? That means I'm telling him that. And so I start to practice more kindness to myself. It is practice though. Like it's not
What is a
something that just
constant
like
you choose it every
it's a
day.
choice. Life is choices. Like life is really choices. And yeah.
And your mom made the choice to bring you here. And I want to go back to the story because
Yeah.
she said, go back. But your mom came and she
Mhm.
was going through all this, and you were reading this letter and you were with your little brother.
Mhm.
What was the moment when you first got to Virginia? Like, talk to me about those first few moments in the US again.
Oh my God, I was so sad. I was so sad. And then like my brother, so I was with my cousins and I thought it was gonna be a fun time, but then it was fun for like a week and then it started to become too real where I was like, okay, I'm spending a little too much time with you guys. Like
Right.
it's
And your
not as
mom
fun
wasn't there
anymore. And my
still.
mom's not there.
Mm.
There's no phone calls, there's no texts, there's no updates because like she's just doing her thing. Like she can't have no contact. And so I'm like taking care of my brother. My brother's getting bullied by my cousin. And like I'm like, stop, leave him alone. It's just like a horrible time. And I'm like crying myself to sleep because I want my mom to come home. I want my mom. I want my mom. And my brother would ask me, oh, where's my mom? And he's like so little. And I ask him to this day, he's 17, about to be 18 today. I mean, in September.
I was
But
like, today.
I was like, wait.
Happy birthday.
No. But he's like so much older now. And I asked him, like, do you remember any of that? And he was like, no, I don't. And I was like, what? You went through so much as a little kid. And like having to be a mom like right away. Like I felt like a mom like
You
at
were.
12.
Yeah.
Like I had to make sure he ate, I had to make sure he showered, I had to make sure he was clean, like I had to make sure like he was good, like and at the time like there wasn't like iPads like then like or
Yeah.
anything like that. So it was like you had to play
Yeah, these
cards and
iPad
like
kids
play
be
with
different.
toys, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really difficult. It was really hard. I think it was like a 3 months of not knowing anything and then I got a call.
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months.
Wow.
And I got a call and my mom, my uncle was like, your mom made it. And I was like, what? When am I going to go? But then my mom told me why it took me so long to get back to her when she was here in the United States is that she had to round out the money to pay for a ticket for me to come to LA with my brother. So she started to like work at McDonald's. She started to sleep in a room. Like she was rebuilding herself.
Wow.
She was rebuilding herself. And I was just like, what? And we didn't have anything. We just had suitcases. And like we had brought everything to El Salvador, like all the furniture, everything she had collected over the years was left in El Salvador.
Yeah.
And I had brought like a couple clothes of her in my suitcase because she needed clothes. And then I just remember she finally got the ticket and it was the day and I get off the plane and I see her standing there and I remember she's wearing those jeans that she gave me. She's wearing this like a leopard like shirt and she's super tan and skinny and like her hair is like burnt because of like the sun. And like it looks like highlights, but it's like I was like, oh, you had highlights. She was like, no, my hair was like quemado, like it was burnt. And I was just like, wow, like, and she was just so tan and she had rips and she was so skinny. And I was just like, I was just so happy to see my mom. And it's just, I don't want to cry.
You can cry, girl. Oh, my love. Oh. Her strength is so in you. And that's the thing. I love that you're talking about your mother the way that you are. Because we don't talk enough about the sacrifices that our families make to be here, to give us a better life. So I applaud you for
It's
even
so
sitting here and telling her story.
Yeah. It's because like I can't like she's like what 30 and I can't imagine like I'm 25 and I'm still trying to figure out life and I'm just like you went through so much and like you're like you just had like a purpose to like want to make sure your kids were okay. And I just like I applaud every mom because like being a mom is probably not the easiest thing.
Girl, shout out to your mom. ¿Cómo se llama?
Maria.
Maria.
Yeah.
Shout out to Maria. Because look at you here. You're right here, right now. You're doing life differently and you get to make different choices. And you're right. Life is about the choices that we make. And she made a choice to go back to Salvador, to give you that 1 year, and then to come back and to rebuild. Talk to me about where you are now and what you're doing.
Oh, okay. Well, now, God has blessed us with a nice home. I still live at home with my mom. I think it's one of those things culturally that I'm
Me
not.
too.
I'm not ready to like.
Me
leave.
too. Listen, we need to own that. It's
I was like-
cultural. It's
I was
cultural.
like, first of all, it's very expensive, but I just think that like it's just different. Like it's not like something that I'm like at 18 I was like ready to run out the house.
It's
like
a very American way of like living, and
Yeah.
it's not like Latinos. We
Mhm.
live until we're like married, right? Like that's the
Right,
culture.
right.
Hasta que te cases, te quedas en la casa.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm like, I love being home.
I love being at home too. And I
It's
also
beautiful.
remember like those moments where we literally built that home together, like my
Yeah.
mom, me, and my
Mhm.
brother. So it's like
It's
like it's
deeper.
just deeper than just like, oh, I'm living at home. It's like no, like it's a blessing that we get to live together and like grow up and see everything and all these changes and like just like all these level ups, and it's just like it's really a blessing. But what am I doing now? Well, after high school, it also was a very difficult situation to tell my mom that I wanted to do creative. I wanted to be a makeup artist. I wanted to be like in the arts. And she
Yeah.
was like, well, what's your plan B? Are you going to go to
Right.
college, or like are you going to go for business? Are you going to do this? Like where like cuz in the Spanish culture, it's known like if you got to be a doctor, you got to be a dentist, you got to be
Lawyer.
this, you got to be
Mhm.
that, like something like hire a lawyer, all
AKA
these
make
things.
money.
Yeah, make money.
Yeah.
basically.
Make money. Make my sacrifice worth it.
Yeah, they want you to make money, and it's
Right.
like also they don't know how much it costs to do all that too. And like
Mhm.
anyways, I didn't have a passion for any of that. I loved math, I loved school, yeah, it was cool, but like
I'm sorry, you loved math.
I loved math.
Oh,
I got up
bless
to
you.
like AP physics, and I was just like
Bless you. Yes.
I liked math. Like I
Yeah,
did. I
yeah.
liked school. Like I don't think that like creatives are like oh, I wasn't good at school. Like I can't do that. You know? I
Yeah,
think like they're smart. Like creatives are smart. Like
Oh, the
you
most.
can't make them think
You
like
have
they're
to
not.
be smart to be a creative. I
Yeah.
don't believe in you being a creative just because you like woke up one day and you're an artist. Like
Yeah.
you have to be educated, and art is resistance at the same time.
Yeah.
Art is revolutionary. Like what we create is revolutionary.
And you got to be inspired by something. Like it's not like something
Exactly.
that like you take inspo from Pinterest. It's like you
Right.
have to be inspired. Like you have to have life
Yeah.
things that happen in life, like so
Right.
you taking risk and taking challenges and taking those like betting on yourself to be a creative like pushes you even more in whatever outlet you do.
Yeah.
And I think that
As someone who wasn't good at math, I'm just like, whoa, you really did it.
stops there,
math
though.
and science, girl, my sworn enemies. I was like, I can't.
I can't take
You know
math
what though? I was
class
kind of good at
anymore.
algebra. And
You were
then
good at algebra?
someone told me that it has like Latino, like indigenous roots. I
Oh.
was like, maybe.
Maybe
that's why.
the symbols
I was
and
like, I
all
don't
the
know, the Y and the X
equations.
made sense to me.
Yeah.
I was like, you know.
Figure out X.
And then what was it, like trigonometry? All those other ones, I'm
Yeah.
like, a saber. Que Dios
Yeah,
me
that's when the
cuide.
shapes come in. It's like,
The
why are we
shape.
bringing shapes in now with
Girl.
numbers? This doesn't
Girl.
make this too much now.
But you liked it.
Yeah, well, I liked it, but then it was like, and then it started to get harder, and I was like, okay, this isn't for me.
Right.
But I did I on YouTube, like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like looking for like you're watching things on YouTube. Like at the time, there was no TikTok or Instagram. Well, Instagram was starting, right?
Yeah.
And like I would go on YouTube and I look up makeup tutorials, and I can't remember what I had to do my makeup for, but I think it was something for school. And I like searched up like a blue eyeshadow, and I didn't have anything. I told my mom, I'm like, I need to get a palette. So we went to the dollar store and we got like a little like palette,
Yeah.
and it was like a blue shadow, and it was like very chalky. And I was just like, okay, this is gonna work. And so I sat in my mirror and I did the blue eyeshadow, and then I looked at myself and I was like, wait a minute, kind of good at this. Wait, maybe we can make a living off of this. It's just like self conversation that I had myself. And then ever since then, like I started like calling girls from my school and like, hey, can you come over? Like I want to film you. So I started making like little content videos,
Wow.
and I would like make them themed. And then I would like, it was just like, but then I started getting like the talk, like people started talking about me doing it online because I was posting on Instagram. Before there was like short videos and
Yeah, yeah,
stuff, I
yeah.
was making these little clips, and people were like, "Oh, who does she think she is? Like, she doesn't. Why does she think she can do makeup and this and that?" And I'm just like, it was like little conversations that would happen behind my back that would make me want to do it more. And I was like, "Wait a
Period.
minute, you're
Yes.
talking about me? Okay, there's got to be something here." So I kept
Once you have
going.
the haters, you know.
Yes,
And okay, I'm onto
and I
something.
think that's for anyone doing anything. Like, don't allow anybody or anything to make you feel like you can't do it.
Yeah.
Because they're only projecting from either they couldn't do something or they had a dream and someone told them they couldn't do it. But if you just keep going and believing in yourself and having God centered around everything, like anything's possible.
Yeah, yeah, and you're not doing it for them.
No,
That's the
I
difference.
wasn't.
Like, tell me what you do and who you do it for. Like, you're
Yeah.
not doing it for them. You're doing it for you because you were like, oh, hey, I have a talent for this. I love that you said that because the way you hyped yourself up at that age.
I did hype myself
And you
up.
continue to. You're like, you need to keep that mindset, right? Like,
Yeah.
hype yourself up and know that you're not doing it because of XYZ or fulanito. You're doing it
No.
because you love it.
Yeah.
And you're good at it. And you are, girl.
Oh,
You're
thank
good at
you.
it.
Thank you.
Period.
It's been 7 years, so I better be good at it.
So you started to go into the creative path. How was that conversation with your mom? Was she like, I don't see the vision, but go for it? Or was she like, cuidado, like?
Well, with my mom, it was okay. So I think it's just in a Latino, like, I love my mom, but there's always like those things that they have from when they grow up too.
Yeah.
Me to make money. You need to make money.
Yeah.
And it was always like, where's the money? How are you gonna make money? Go to college still. Like, do this, do that. And I was just so betting on myself. I was like, I don't need college. Why do I need to go to college? I want to do this. And like, I was like, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. I'm gonna look up for a makeup school. And then, but my mom was supportive because my mom went with me on the bus. We didn't have a car at the time. We went to the bus all the way to downtown LA to look at a school. It was called MBA, and it was like I searched it up online. I was like, what's the best makeup school in LA? And I think thinking about it now, I think it was a Google ad. You know, when it's like the first ad and then it's like then the second one is the actual search.
Yeah.
I clicked the Google ad. I didn't even do extra research or anything. I just went. We did the tour.
Falling for the trap. Girl.
Right. Okay, Google.
But it worked out.
But I went, and it was like, it felt like in me, like, not to look for any other school. So I went, and we did a tour, and my mom only had like 200 left in her bank account, and they were asking for 200 to secure a spot for me to start classes the following week. And she did it. She gave me the 200, and she's like, okay, this is for you. And she just started, I remember crying because she started crying because she was working 2 jobs. She was working at McDonald's and Burger King. Like, this woman was building herself up, and her daughter had a dream to be a makeup artist. And so she gave her last. And it's just like little things like that. That, you know, I'm not saying my relationship with my mom is perfect, like, and like I think there's always like gonna be disagreements.
There's one, hey, let me hear it. Let me hear a perfect relationship between a daughter and a mother.
Nothing's perfect, and there's always gonna be arguments, disagreements, those moments where does she even support me? Like, I know there's moments that she supports me, but like sometimes there's comments, there's ways that, you know, things that happen through the journey. But I'm very grateful that she was able to support me in that sense and pay for that. And ever since then, like, it's been like a journey. I got to work on like so many productions, and like I got to see the side of like makeup that was like the production side of things. Because in my head, I'm like, am I gonna have to be like a wedding makeup artist? Like, do I have to do like quinceañeras, or do I have to do this? And then they introduced that to me, like the aspect of production. And I was like, whoa, like there's makeup artists on movie sets, there's makeup artists on like music videos, there's this and that. And so I started the music video route, and it was so much fun. Like, it was creative looks. It was like quick. It was like, I started to grow, and like I started to grow as like a person, and like I started to learn hair. I started to learn that I like to shoot, because I was doing videos in high school. So then I started shooting pictures and videos and editing them, and being like, before there was TikTok, I was like, oh, like a vlog of the set and all these things. And and like now that I look back, and I'm like, oh, it makes sense why I am the way I am now. Like, why I like what I'm doing today. Like, I embraced being like all these things because they made me feel like you just had to be one thing. And as a creative, how could you just put out one thing like one time, like in one way? Like as a creative, like what if I want to portray that message in a photo? What if I want to portray that message in a makeup look? What if I want to do it in a short form video with like a voiceover? And it's just like I'm embracing the unknown of what, because you know how people are like, oh, you need a niche, you need to like be this,
Girl.
or you need to be that, or this is how you're gonna be viral, this is how you be this.
Yeah.
And I'm just embracing who I am and who the unknown of all this like creative, like that comes out of me. Like I don't know why I am the way I am, but I just enjoy doing it.
Girl, can I get a mic to drop, please? There's so many things, so many gems. One thing that I want to highlight is, and bold and italicize for everyone listening, is that you don't have to be one thing, because that is the quickest way for us to just run into a wall and like question our decisions. And I say this because I went to college. I mean, I did the route, right? The successful route. First gen kid, go to college, get a good job. And I'm working this good job. And I graduated in 4 years and I did all the things. And I'm in this place of what success looks like. And no one around me looks like me. And I hear conversations about, oh, her nails are really long. Like, how does she type with those nails? Which I type perfectly fine.
Right.
But people are talking about hoops and the red lipstick. And, oh, I had an executive director tell me one time I had to wear a cardigan to cover up my curves, like, because I was too distracting in the office. Like, we just go pause for a moment. Like, what? Who says that to a 22-year-old? Anyways, but there's all these different messages that I was getting that I didn't belong in the space. And it was one of those moments of, what do I want to do? What is my purpose? Like, what? Like, why am I in this place and I'm not happy? Why did I pay for school for all those years? And why am I here? Why am I in this place of unhappiness? And I think what I would change when I was younger, I would tell myself, like, it's okay to dream. Yeah. It's okay to be the writer. It's okay to be the poet. It's okay to have multiple interests. That doesn't make you less successful. That just makes you a creative. Yeah. That just makes you a storyteller. And the more that I learn about Latinidad, the more I learn about our indigenous roots, the more I learn that our people have always been oral storytellers. Latina women have always been the keepers of culture. And to be in this space with you right now, and you being a creative artist and makeup artist and all the different things that you're doing, and even being on this podcast with me, I'm like, this is what Latinas have always done. Yeah. And what a way to embrace it. And I remember one time I was talking to my dad and I told him, like, I want to leave my job. It's a good paying job. It's giving me healthcare. It's giving us like a house. Like, but I'm like, papi, no estoy feliz. O sea, yo quiero hacer algo diferente. I want to do something different. And I thought he was going to be like, estás loca. O sea, ¿cómo que te va a ir? But instead, he was like, mija, mira, yo trabajé con mis manos. I worked with my hands so that you can work with your brain. So if you are in a job where you are not happy, what's the difference of me coming to this country and working all these thankless jobs that I wasn't happy in, but se tenían que hacer? What was the point of me doing all that if you're not happy in your job? And it was a moment for me of like, if I want to make their sacrifice worth it, I'm going to choose the path of most resistance, not even the most resistance. Yeah. And I'm going to do it different, and I'm going to see what happens. And I'm going to be happy doing it. Yeah. And I'm going to spoil them too. Like my parents, I spoil them as much as I can. And I love that. I love that for me. I love that for them. Yeah. But I'm also like, I need to be good. If I want to love the people around me, if I want to build a better life, like I have to be good with what I'm making or what I'm doing. And I love that you as a young woman were like, I'm going to choose this path, because it reminds me of Maria, your mom, who's like, I'm going to choose this path too. Most resistance. I'm going to go and I'm going to make it to the USA. I'm going to make it to my kids, even though people probably looked at her like she was crazy. Right.
Why are you leaving? You were fine. Like she had a home, she had a job, she had stable money coming, everything. And it was just like, you're just gonna leave. And so, yeah, like taking that path is not easy. I'm still in the journey. But I am happy. Like I love that I wake up and I chose to be myself and like be okay with who I am, and like, sorry, I'm gonna cry. I get to crying from my mom. Blame her.
Blame her. We emotional too, okay. You can cry, girl, cry. I will cry with you.
No, yeah, but it's just not easy. Also, like, I'm not gonna say like it was easy to choose like to like go the creative route. There is a lot of moments of like imposter syndrome and self doubt and is it gonna happen? Is it gonna like am I doing the right thing or am I doing too much or am I not doing enough or am I working enough? Why am I not sleeping enough or should I even sleep? Like, I should edit this right now.
I
Like,
even sleep.
yeah, like all these things, like you start thinking like,
Yeah.
and then you start seeing other people. But I stopped that because it's like you have to have faith and like again, like how we're talking about like God, like having faith in God has helped me like relax and be okay with every step and be present in the day and not feel like I have to be like somewhere already. And I think it's like very normalized to make in your 20s like you have to have it figured out like once the 20s is over like and it's like feeling like I'm 25, I'm mid 20s. It's like, whoa, like I still feel like I'm 18. Like I still feel like I'm a young girl. Like at heart, I'm still like feel like, I've done things in my life where I still feel very young. And then like people make you feel like, oh, at 25, you need to be this, you need to have a home. I remember in fourth grade writing a whole story.
Timelines are fake. Do you?
I remember in fourth grade, they were pushing for you to write a story about your future. And I remember writing that I was going to like have 5 kids at 20 and I was going to have a home and I was just going to be married to like a soccer player. And I drew
Back
the
to
kids.
soccer.
Not true, not marrying a soccer player.
Don't do it.
And 5 kids, I don't know about that. But yeah, I think it's that social clock is just like one of those things that you have to like turn off because like your journey isn't the same as somebody else's. Like it's different.
And listen, I wanna also bold and italicize what you said. It's not that the doubt is never gonna like it's not going to go away.
No, it doesn't.
The doubt is not going to go away.
Yeah.
The fear is not going to go away. The instilled, society has impregnated our minds with scarcity. That is not going to go away. It takes a lot of unlearning.
Yeah.
It's not about it going away though. It's about it being there, you listening to it and being like, I hear you, doubt, but I got this.
Yeah.
Cuz I'm here. Like God put me right here.
Yeah.
So if I have God with me, who against me, right? Like
right,
I got
exactly.
it. Like I got it.
Period.
But it's back to I just had a moment last week to be vulnerable where I wasn't feeling myself. Like I just, you wake up sometimes, you're just like,
yeah,
it's just, I'm not giving.
Yeah.
I'm not giving.
Yeah.
As much as I'm like going to the gym, I'm eating right. I'm like, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling myself last week. And I was so hard on myself, back to the way we speak to ourselves. And I'm like, the way that I'm speaking to myself right now is not the way that God would speak to me. And it's not the way that I would speak to a friend or that I would speak to a woman in my family, my daughter, my future daughter, not that I have a daughter, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not the way that I would speak to people. So why am I speaking to myself like that? And it was a moment and I was still in that funk, but I was like resisting it by saying, I have to look at myself through divine eyes. I have to look at myself the way my creator looks at me because I want to use your point. Like, why would I disrespect his work like this?
Yeah.
But in those moments, like, it's not that the doubt is going to go away. It's that the dream is bigger and the vision is bigger. And you have to remind yourself it's a constant practice. It's a constant choice of doing it different.
Yeah.
In all aspects.
Yeah.
Whether it's the way we look or it's the path that we choose or it's marrying the soccer player or not marrying the soccer player, like having the 5 kids or not having the 5 kids. And knowing that we can evolve our dreams. We can change. We can continue to dream.
Yes. Life changes. Like you can change. Like it's okay to be like it's I think what I'm accepting is that I'm not the same. I'm not 18 anymore. Like I have to stop being like, oh, I still feel 18. Like, girl, you're 25. Embrace your 25.
You 25, popping. You an artist, you're creative, you're doing all the things that little you wanted. And what a way to honor her. What a way to honor your mom. What a way to honor your brother and all the people in your life and yourself, most important.
Oh my gosh. I think about all of us as like little kids. And I'm like, we're little kids at one point. Like, and we still are. Like, we still are those little kids. And like, sometimes I like envision little me and I'm like, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. Like, there was times where she was crying. There was times where she felt certain ways. But, like, look at you now. Like, you're still going. You're still going at it. You're still, like, thriving. You're still, you're still you. Like you still have the same nose, still have the same face. None of that changes.
What would you tell her if you can go back and see that little girl? What would you tell her?
My gosh, I'm gonna cry.
Girl, I'm gonna start to cry with you. Stop it. Puro
Oh
llanto.
my god, I would give her a hug. I'd give her a big hug. And I would tell her, don't let anyone tell you you're not beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you you can't dream. Don't let anybody make you feel less than. Don't let anybody make you feel uncomfortable in your shine and your laugh. And if you want to laugh, you can laugh. Don't If you want to say a comment, say the comment. Like if you want to take a risk, take the risk. Like it's like life's again, choices, but life is just like you only live it once, and like
Oh,
you get
that's
it
sweet.
one time. You get it one time, and like just do what you want, because I'd rather you be happy as an old woman. You could be living on the side of the street, but you did everything you wanted to do in your life, than being unhappy and have everything and not get that dream that you wanted. And I think that's what I would tell her, like, just keep going,
Mm,
and I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her, and she should be proud of me, 'cause
I'm proud of both of you.
and
Yes.
that
Oh,
yeah.
beautiful.
Mm.
Girl, I can sit here and talk to you forever. And I just want to, there's two questions I have for you still, so don't go anywhere. But
Okay.
I want to give an acknowledgement to little you
Mhm.
for as much as she was scared, so much fear, the dream was bigger and you made it. You're here. And I want to give a shout out to Maria, to your mom, because the women that we have in our lives are our first example. And there's all these myths about what Latinas are and how we look and how we act. And we're this like, oh, docile, like woman, or we're like the sexy Latina. And I'm like, no, what we are is the
Mhm.
Marias of the world,
Mhm.
the ones that are passionate, intense, and decisive and are willing to take risks. They're courageous, they're brave. That is what a Latina woman is. We
Yeah.
are all the things. We are all the things. We're so much than what
Yeah.
society imposes on us. And we have to change the narrative that society imposes on us because we are the Marias.
Yeah.
So shout out to her for
Oh.
giving you that beautiful example and giving all of us that beautiful example of just a Latina woman.
Yeah.
Because, period.
Yeah.
I have two questions for you. What is one
Thank you.
salient? Of course. And I want every Latina to just own all the beauty that we are. I feel like I'm so sick and tired of these tropes. I'm so sick and tired of being the sexy Latina, of all these like narratives about what we're supposed to look like and
Yeah.
sound like and act like. I'm like, all
Ew.
the rules are fake.
Yeah.
Do you. Like,
Mhm.
do you.
Yeah.
And look at people like Maria and people like Cynthia who are right here and doing it different. There's other Latinas that are out there that are just paving their own path
Yeah.
and doing it, just giving us a different example, which, period.
Aw.
But what is one salient, important part of the culture that you're keeping with you forever? And what is one part of the culture that you're unlearning or changing or shifting?
Something that I'll say what I'm letting go. I'm letting go of that anger. Like I feel like there's a lot of anger in that generational like cycles of past, like just anger, like just mad, like just not
Rage.
happy, not feeling like you got it yet, like feeling like you got to keep looking for something better,
Yeah.
and not being okay with what you have presently, and knowing that something's coming, but not feeling like angry that you don't have it yet, or angry that you need to go and do something more, or throw yourself like thin because you need to like get that one thing, and then once you get it you're not happy, and it's just like anger towards like your own family members, and
Yeah.
anger in the way you speak, and not speaking about feelings, and not having conversations and sitting down and saying why did that make me feel the way it made me feel? Why do you feel that way? Why are you speaking to me like that? And I think like that communication is something that I'm learning, and unlearning is the communication style in the Latino like aspect of everything, because growing up my mom of course was very strong, but she didn't sit down with me and be like, I feel this way, or I'm like this. I don't know when she would cry. She wouldn't show me that she would cry. She wouldn't
Yeah.
show me that when she was like feeling worried and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I think I'm different because I cry and I sit down and I'm like,
Girl,
I'm worried.
llorona, yo también.
And I'm
Yo
like, do you
también.
even support me? Like, I'm just sitting in front of her, like, probably like 2 days ago. I was like, I feel scared to show you sometimes some of the things I'm working on because I'm embarking in a new journey with music now.
Yeah.
And I was like scared to show her like the music video.
Yeah.
And I was scared to like, because I like, I don't know, like sometimes I like look at her face and I'm like, oh, she doesn't want to talk right now, or she doesn't want that.
You know,
or,
that's a product of us not talking about our feelings,
that's what I'm
though.
saying.
You learn how to read people based on how they look, the gestures that they have. Like, it's because we don't talk about our feelings, we learn how to read them. We learn how to read people. And so, yeah, it's sometimes intimidating to show something because you're like, you didn't like it. I could tell in the way that you spoke, or in the way that you looked, or in the way that you like moved.
Yeah.
Because we don't talk about our feelings.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know how to like communicate, but we know how to read people.
Right.
The intuition's popping.
Right. It is. It is. But yeah, I think the communication styles is like I'm letting go and like starting something new, and like speaking to my mom different, speaking to my brother. Like, there's been like, because it was like I was the older sister, but he would see me as like, oh, my sister, she thinks she's my mom. But like I had to act like your mom for a while, like a very long time.
You're like, muchacho.
Yeah, I'm like,
Si
you think I want to care like this
Yeah,
much? Like
yeah.
it's just like, yeah, like it's not like a big sister like, oh, what's up, how was school? Like now I can, because I let it go, because I'm like, I don't have to worry as much. Like, I'm not his mom, I'm his sister. He needs a sister, not another mom.
Yeah.
I think that's something else like I'm trying to let go. But
Love that.
something that I cherish and I will hold forever is the pride, the storytelling, and the courage, and just not being afraid. And I think I want to show my mom a different type of courage and not being afraid in the aspect of life and what life choices I take, because she's seeing me like from little, like seeing me take these different choices that she wouldn't take. But I know that if she would want to have taken those too. And I think that I'm able to give her that through me and show her like, look, I'm doing it. Look, hey, see, look, like you can be a part of it too. And like I show her and she sees it and she's excited, she supports. And like, you know, I think about her experience too, because it's also her first time living too. And like I think about everybody. I'm like, it's our first, everyone who's in the room, it's like it's your first time living. So it's like, you know, sometimes you didn't get to experience at a certain age certain things, but my mom gets to experience them now with me and like all these things, and I'm very grateful. So I hold on to the courage and that strength that's in our community and just the people around me. And it's not easy, but God gives me strength. He does.
Period. Amen. Last thing, I usually do a brindis, but I didn't bring coffee.
Why not?
We could do agua. Is it bad luck? Is it bad luck to do? We're gonna do it. There's no bad luck.
I see nodding.
Ay agua ahí.
Okay.
Like if you can reach it. A ver.
Wait. Oh, it's over here. Thank you.
We're not even. It's not even open. You can open it if you want. Okay. But I want to ask you and do a little brindis con agua, because we can redefine brindis. Girl, I can't do it with these nails.
Here, I got you. Oh, you got it?
Thank you, my love. These nails me hace inútil.
I know.
Swear.
I know.
My last question for you is,
here you go.
What is one thing, un brindis, what is one thing you want to manifest for our Latino community?
Just embracing each other, unity, and supporting other Latinos in what they want to do. And like, just like, I don't know, just like not even just Latino community, but just the world. Like, just hug people, just like people just want like to live their lives, and sometimes they do things because they have to, or sometimes they have to take certain routes because they have to. And I think if you have the privilege to be creative, you have the privilege to do a different route, like it's just I don't know, just be kind to each other and support each other. I think that's the biggest thing, because I think I see sometimes the lack of support, because like in the Latino community, it's like, oh, that person can't be better than me, or this person can't do that, or this person can't do this,
It's
and
like
so
crabs in a barrel mentality, right?
yeah,
It's only space for one of
yeah,
us, and we have to fight for it. And
yeah,
we don't
yeah.
have to.
But then they get upset that there's no representation, or there's not this, or there's not that, because they're not supporting their own people.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just love.
Love, unity, compassion. Salud, mamita. Salud, querida. Gracias. Thank you for being here. Thank you for telling your story. Oh, beautiful.
I would like to mention one thing. Shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. Just kidding.
Hola, mami.
I think I would like to say, can I say a couple things?
Yeah, go.
Okay, well, first, I'm doing music, so I just want you to know, you're like the first person I'm telling. It's official. I'm going to drop something on May 2nd. Nobody knows I'm doing music.
Oh, period.
Because, you know, I think I'm trying to like push that narrative of like, you don't have to do one thing, and it's okay if you want to explore other things. You don't know what happens if you open another door.
Yeah.
And I think that God has like shown me like, it's okay, just do other things. Like, let's see what happens. Let's do it together, right?
Yeah.
And I think that I'm putting it all in his hands, and just putting this music out is in Spanish. And it's a way of me expressing the hardships that I've gone through, and also like the mindset that I have about like feeling the way I feel as a creative, and just having fun with it, because I think now that I've poured so much into other people's cups that I forget to pour into my own cup, and that it's okay to pour into your own cup, that it's okay to think that you're capable, like betting on yourself is okay, and believing in yourself is okay. Like you're not wrong for doing that. And in the past, like there's been in my journey where they've made me feel like, you can't do that. Like, what do you mean? Like, you need to help this person to succeed. Like, if you don't help this person, you're not going to be successful. Like, or if you don't have this in your story, you're not going to be successful. All these things of how people would tell me how life should go. And I think that I stopped listening to people, and I listen to, and I have this one-on-one relationship with God, and it's just like, let's just do it. And that's how I feel about music and putting it out. And
where can they follow you? Where can they listen to it?
Well, it's Cynthia Diaz, okay, and it will be out May 2nd, so that's exciting.
And they can stream it anywhere.
Huh?
They can stream it anywhere.
Yes, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. I'm a verified artist. Can you tell us like
a little bit about what the song is? Is it about like your story?
So it's 4 songs.
Oh,
because I thought, okay, why am I just gonna give someone one song and have them judge me off one song? Why can't I show you what I could do in 4 songs and see where it goes? But it was honestly a journey. Like, it was a journey. Like, it was like it was literally first song I made, second song, third, and fourth, and I'm just like, okay, just put it out. And so I'm just gonna put them out, and I'm very proud of them. I'm proud of the message. Like, it's about just, well, honestly, what I'm wearing on my shirt is what it's about. It's like, ahora hago lo que yo quiero. Like, I'm gonna do what I want now, because they made me feel for a very long time, and they know who they are, that I could not do what I wanted to do with my life. They made me feel,
you know who you are.
Yes, they made me feel like I could not be who I wanted to be, and that I could not do it by myself without them. So this is why I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it because I know I can. And I've seen so many stories, and I think this is just another story to tell, and a testimony that like God can change your life, and I just want to be a product of that. And that's why.
Me encanta. Period. May 2nd.
I gotta represent the Central Americans, because, mira, las hondureñas, las de Nicaragua, las de Guatemala, las de Salvador, Panama, Costa Rica, we need love. We need love in the music, and there's
don't be getting no respect.
Where's the representation?
We here.
Yeah, I want to be loud for them too. So
yes, girl. Punto, periodo. Thank you for being here. And May 2nd, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey. Ooh, girl, I could keep talking to you forever.
I know.